Class 8, Honeydew, Poem 4, The Last Bargain. The Last Bargain is a soulful poem written by famous Indian poet Rabindranath Tagore. In the poem, the speaker is telling about the worthlessness of worldly things like wealth, power, and beauty. The poem is about someone looking for a job. He wants to be hired without losing his freedom. For him, every material thing on earth is mortal and not everlasting. Different people come to him with different types of worldly things. However, the speaker rejects them one by one. He values freedom more than anything else in this world. Now, let us discuss about the poet Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was born on 7th May 1861 and died on 7th August 1941. He was a Bengali philosopher and a poet. He was a winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. Now let us move on to the poem. Stanza 1. Come and hire me, I cried, while in the morning I was walking on the stone-paved road. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. In the first stanza, the speaker says that one day, while he was walking on the stone-paved road in the morning, the king came in his chariot with a sword in his hand. Seeing him, the speaker pleads the king to hire him. The king holds the hand of the speaker and says that he will hire him with his power. However, power seems to be naught, that is, nothing or worthless to the speaker because it is not everlasting. The king will die and so his powers. The speaker is thus not satisfied with what the king offered him. He rejects the offer and the king goes away in his chariot. Stanza 2. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. He weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. Now it is the daytime and very hot outside. The doors of the houses are closed. The speaker is wandering along the crooked lane. Crooked lane means bent or uneven road. Soon an old man comes out of his house along with a bag of gold, that is huge wealth. He pondered. Pondered means thought carefully. And finding that the speaker is in need of something, he offers him money and says that he will hire him with that. The old man, in order to show how wealthy, he starts counting his gold coins one by one. However, like the power of king, the wealth of old man seems to be worthless to the speaker. The speaker understands that wealth is not something which he needs because, like the power, it does not remain in one's hand forever. He wants something else and he thus goes away. Stanza 3. It was evening, the garden hedge was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. Now it is evening time and the garden hedge means garden fence or garden boundary, is aflower. Aflower means blooming with flowers. So here the garden hedge or the fence is blooming with flowers. In other words, garden is looking very beautiful and romantic. A fair maid means a beautiful lady comes out and says that she wants to hire the speaker. With a smile, that means with her beauty. So a fair maid, a beautiful lady came out and she wants to hire the speaker with her beauty. However, the speaker finds that, like the king's power and old man's wealth, her beauty is also not everlasting. Soon the smile of that beautiful lady is paled and it melted into tears. Soon the smile has gone from the lady's face and she started crying. She goes back alone into the dark. He understands that a smile that made her look beautiful is actually fake and not everlasting. It has hidden sorrows of the lady. Now the day is over, but the speaker fails to make a bargain. However, he has patience and persistence, so he does not give up. Stanza 4. The sun glistened on the sand and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, that bargain struck in child's play made me a free man. In the final stanza, the speaker is at the seashore and sees the sun glistening on the sand. Glistening here means shining on the sand and the sea waves breaking. Soon he finds a child sitting on the seashore and playing with shells. The child raises his head and sees the speaker. It seems to the speaker that the child knows him. Seeing the speaker in search for something, the child offers to hire him with nothing. Nothing is actually here a symbol. It means freedom. The speaker understands that this is what he was looking for, or this is what he was longing for. He accepts the child's offer, and from that day, the speaker finds freedom in the child's play and thus becomes a free man. The message of the poem, The Last Bargain, is that we should never desire worldly things like power, money, and beauty. They are short-living and worthless. They do not give peace and joy to the soul. They always create fear of losing them in the minds of those who own them. So a person should be like that innocent child who plays with the shells at the seashore. He has no worries of the world like the king or the old man or the beautiful lady. He is free from the worldly pains and sorrows. The speaker finds liberty and peace in becoming a free man like the child and wants the reader to be like him in order to attain peace.